Hi there. Happy Monday. I love doing my Facebook Lives on Mondays because there's the beginning of the week and there's so much energy going on. Anyway, my name is Dr. Shiroko Sokitch. I'm the owner of Heart to Heart Medical Center at Heart to Heart in Santa Rosa, California, and the author of the book, Healing When It Seems Impossible: 7 Keys to Defy the Odds. And today I'm going to talk to you about the benefits of my fall seasonal reboot or cleansing, basically. Actually, I make a distinction between cleansing and detoxification. But first, I want to show you my beautiful flowers from my garden. Look at this. Isn't that pretty? This is one rose. This is a little bit of show and tell because it's always fun. And then that dahlia there is also from my garden. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. So for a moment of beauty, because that is also an important element for enjoying your life. Anyway, so cleansing and why you should detoxify. So our bodies are naturally designed to detoxify themselves all the time. And one of the problems is that in our current society and the way we live our lives, there are so many toxins, and our bodies are always busy trying to get rid of those toxins. And one of the reasons that we have so many ongoing illnesses that people are experiencing and more mystery illnesses that people have been experiencing is because the toxins have accumulated. We get chemicals in our food, we get hormones in the meats that we eat and the foods that we eat, we get pesticides and the chemicals that are in our atmosphere. And in California, which is where I am, there are fires which also provide a certain level of toxins and air pollution and things like that. And so there's constant exposure to chemicals. And recent evaluation where you can actually measure the toxins that are in your blood. So even for somebody who eats all organic and clean, healthy foods, they found 179 potential toxic chemicals in this person's body. So there's quite a bit of toxins that we get exposed to and that our bodies are processing all the time. Now, I believe in our bodies being able to do their job. And so my seasonal reboot is in order to help your body do its job better so that it can keep functioning and maximize its function. So what you do is you clean up your diet and only eat vegetables and organic, lean protein sources from grass-fed animals or organic vegetable protein powders, things like that, and support the liver in doing its job. The liver, your body's not stupid, your body's smart. It knows how to do certain things, but you want to support it in doing its job. So that's what we want to do. And I host a cleanse twice a year, and there are different reasons. So in springtime, I host a cleanse because that's the time of year that the liver is most predominant from the Chinese medicine perspective, right? And that's when energy starts moving in your body after a winter hibernation, and when your energy starts to flow better. And it's also a time of year that the liver has the most sensitivity, so that if you do a reboot at that time, you're basically helping your liver be healthier and stronger and do its job better. Now, the second time of year that I propose that you do a seasonal reboot or cleanse is in fall. And the reason fall is the time of year of the lungs. And we're in our third day of fall officially. Fall is one of my favorite times of year, so I really love this time of year. But this is the time of year of the lungs. And in Chinese medicine, the lungs regulate your entire respiratory system, starting with your nose, your throat, your physical lungs, your large intestine, your skin, and your ability to protect yourself from things that come in from outside. So meaning your immune system. And so having your liver functioning at its optimal and having your body functioning at its optimal, managing toxins and detoxification pathways is really important for your immune system. And actually, one of the chemicals that's most important for detoxification is also very important for your lungs, and that's glutathione. Glutathione is what we call the super antioxidant, and what it does is it helps the liver do, like, every time you detoxify one molecule of a chemical that's in your body, you use up one molecule of glutathione. But more than that, when your respiratory system is challenged, you use up glutathione to help support your respiratory system. I had a client who had pretty bad asthma, and she was struggling and having to use an inhaler many times of the day. And when she started using glutathione, she didn't have to use her inhaler as much, and she found that her breathing was much deeper and better. So glutathione is a really good support for both your immune system and your liver. And that's part of why the seasonal reboot is in fall and in spring. So, so you want to do the other thing about fall is that in fall it starts to get colder and we have more weather uh, changes, and hopefully, for us at least, hopefully we'll have some rain finally. And as the weather changes, uh, more toxins get accumulated, because with rain, then all of the chemicals that are in the atmosphere drop down on our plants and on our bodies. And so that, and then there's also the atmosphere changes in quality. So there's that. And here, where we have what we call fire season, we're still deep in fire season. So there's more possibility of air pollution being pushed down upon us. And did you know that the leading cause of death in the world is because of air pollution, which is pretty shocking? So anyway, you want to support your respiratory system, your immune system, and that's why I have you do the cleanse in spring or in fall. And the benefits of doing this are, one, it helps detoxify your body, so it helps clear maybe an accumulation of toxins that you've had for a long time. In fall, it gets you ready for the holidays, and in the holidays, we start eating more comfort foods, right? And more fun foods, which might be sugar and fats and different carbohydrates that maybe our bodies aren't used to. And so when you eat those kind of foods, you want, again, more ability to process them in your body more easily. So that's part of why I propose the cleanse. If you're interested in it, here is a link to join the cleanse. I'm going to start on Friday, October 1st. There it is. And you can click on that link. It's only $197, and it provides you with a 14-day, 2 shakes a day, and 2 packets of supplements that will support your system through the whole, through the whole process. And you eat 1 meal a day that's paleo, and you can be vegetarian, vegan, or paleo with meat as your diet. The cleanse itself is made with organic pea protein. There are organic greens in the powder, in the shake powder. And you can just shake up the shake with water, or you can add nut milk and some blueberries or something to change the flavors. Sometimes I even use a little bit of cacao powder. And of course, you cut out sugar and grains, no grains at all, no dairy, no sugar. Ideally, you cut out caffeine, although a few of my clients don't cut out caffeine because it's not easy for them to tolerate. But I do recommend cutting out caffeine. And there is actually a process that I think makes it easier to cut back on caffeine. So if you decide you want to do the cleanse and you don't want to start on October 1st, what you could do is you could start weaning yourself off of caffeine slowly. So this is how you do that. Every day you just have a little bit less of whatever your source of caffeine is. And so let's say you start with a cup that's this big and you start to reduce the amount. So you could do that two ways. You could put less coffee in your espresso machine or your French press, or your put less volume of coffee in the machine so that you still have the same volume of liquid that you're drinking. Or you could just drink a little bit less liquid each day as you cut back. If you add magnesium, that will help prevent a headache as you're reducing your caffeine. So you could get a magnesium supplement such as magnesium glycinate. That's the best one for preventing caffeine headaches. I also like magnesium citrate, but that can cause diarrhea, so you want to be careful with that. You don't want to necessarily have diarrhea when you're cutting back on caffeine. Magnesium glycinate is less likely to cause diarrhea. Also, magnesium malate is good for when you're cutting back on caffeine, and magnesium malate is also particularly good, like if you have chronic fibromyalgia kind of pain. So you could cut back slowly on your caffeine and take extra magnesium. And that can take, like a few years ago when I quit caffeine, I was drinking 2 strong cups of tea a day. I know. And I cut it back over the course of like 10 days, and I never got a headache by doing it this way. So it really does work. You can just slowly cut back on the amount of caffeine that you're taking every day until it's all gone. And if you want to do that in preparation for doing the seasonal reboot, then that will make it easier. Some people just decide, okay, I'm going to go cold turkey and I'm going to do no caffeine on the day that I start my seasonal reboot. And that's okay. You can do it that way. But it could cause a headache, which could be very painful. So, and when I've done it that way, the headache took me sometimes 3 days. So, magnesium again will help with that. So, if you want to use magnesium, if you get that kind of headache, you can do that. Now, I am super excited to start the cleanse myself on Friday, October 1st, and I hope that you decide to join me. Just let me know how you're doing and if you want to join me, I'll look forward to seeing you. Okay, I hope you have an awesome day, and if you sign up for the cleanse, right here is the link, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Okay, thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.